Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks, and yeah, a bit of a post-Christmas catch-up. I hope we've all had a good Christmas and New Year, and sorry for the short break, but it's just very difficult for me to upload over Christmas, basically, because I can't get any quiet time to do the commentary, so it can be a little bit difficult. So I thought to do this video today, ahead of hopefully the Iron Rain Borsig review, which I'm going to try and get up later on today. But it all depends on when the servers come up and if I can just get the footage in time. If not, that'll go up tomorrow. Well, possibly tomorrow at some point. Hopefully in the morning. But anyway, what have I been up to? So just before Christmas, I unlocked the T57 Heavy and the Object 140. Managed to finally grind those out. And then sort of over the Christmas period, I've added the 121 to my garage, which I'm in now, the Chinese Tier 10 medium. Love this tank. Awful gun depression, but a good medium. If you can get your placement right, you've just really got to think about your placement. But it's got a heavy tank gun on it, so I think it's the same pen as a T125, about 258. Fires a bit faster than the T125, and does more more damage. Sorry, about 440, I think it is. So it's quite a hefty gun on this. But I've also unlocked the T125, which is why I mentioned that, and then I've been back, gone back to the A44, which I'd previously fully upgraded but not really done any more XP on it. Got through that into the 416, love that thing. Thought I'd hate it, but I don't, I love it. And I'm on the Object 432 now, so just going up towards the K91, I think is what I'm going to go for. Oh, light tank, give him a good smack, and about to do the tank equivalent of clothesline him. Bit of a double whammy as well, actually, and boom. Gave him a hit and just stuck my tank in front of his. But anyway, carrying on with this. Just a bit of a fun match, this one, actually, and kind of surprised me a little bit. I think people are doing quite well in this tank. So yeah, I do, like I say, I do enjoy it. I don't see these very often, but it is definitely a good tank. Not an easy one to use because of that lack of gun depression. But yeah, definitely a good fun tank. Anyway, back to what I've been doing. So yeah, 432. Got up to that one now. Got that fully upgraded. Didn't take much to get it fully upgraded. So yeah, going for the K91. And what else did I do? Oh, also did the reach, long reach or whatever it is, contract. Because I'm a bit of a trophy hound sometimes. So I needed to do a mercenary contract for a trophy. So I decided to go for the long reach. And yeah, it's alright, it's not bad. Gets set on fire a lot, so I had to put a cyclone filter on it, but yeah, it's not too bad. Again, just a distinct lack of gun depression, but when you're top tier and you whack somebody with that 390 damage, it is quite funny. But yeah, just sort of potter about in it every now and again. And I think that's about it really for what I've been doing on World of Tanks. Taking advantage of the ops. Looking forward to this winter op. I'm sort of going through that at the minute. I'm on about, I don't know, steadily going through about stage 23 or something of the winter ops. I think my wife's on like stage 27, something like that. So she's nearly actually done it. So yeah, kind of looking forward to it. And I think from what they were saying, from what World of Tanks were saying, that if you do the January, February and March one, I think you get the Sherman Thunderbolt for free at the end of it. So that's quite a nice little thing, and looking forward to see what else there is. I believe that's kind of how it works. If you do each of the quarterly ones, I think there is a premium tank, and then I think if you've done all of the quarters, there might be a sort of extra special one at the end of the year, I think is what they were kind of hinting at, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes. But I don't know, it is a nice op format, actually. It is a kind of a nice way of doing it, giving people time to do it. And even if you don't manage to do all of them, but do some of them, I think you get discounts on the tanks at the end of it as well. So it's, you know, looking forward to see how it turns out, and generally to see how people receive it. But back to this. I've been having a bit of fun in this tank, sort of bullying around that bottom corner. T54E1, unfortunately, he did reload, but I managed to take him down before he pulled off a shot. And then I'm trying to work my way across here. I've not really taken any damage. He has just sort of been a bit of a bull rush on that bottom corner. And now it's a case of working our way back up to try and help finish off all the other guys that are left off up here. One of the downsides to this is, you know, it has got a slightly longer aiming time. but it is, I don't know, the aiming time's still not too bad. The main payoff that you get for that sort of damage on that gun is the lack of gun depression, but it's got a decent turret, and again, you've just got to kind of learn how to place your tank. You've got to be very careful with the terrain, but having said that, you've kind of got used to that by going through the Chinese mediums anyway, because they all have pretty bad gun depression, and I think this has got about the same, or even maybe slightly better gun depression than the tier 9, so you do get used to it. I did take a hit from something over on the left there, didn't notice what. I don't know if it was the 7-0, I don't know if it was that guy. It's not an easy place to work in this tank though. Where is he? Wait for the aim. No, not going to get him. Gonna just get the top of his turret. Does he have a weak spot? Nope. Doesn't look like it. But yeah, anyway, like I said, that's pretty much what I've been up to on World of Tanks over the Christmas period. So I think now I'll just talk about this, talk about the game. It is a decent tank to go for those of you that are wondering. Like I say, I enjoy it. It's not everybody's cup of tea. You know what he's done, and what else have we got left? The 705A. If I can try and get round on him, it's not a bad brawler, although sometimes the sort of slower rate of fire, the Russian tier 10 mediums have a lot faster rate of fire, but obviously lower alpha damage, and sometimes I find that the higher rate of fire can be better for brawling rather than the higher alpha. I took some nasty damage coming up over there, but it is the end of the game, so I wasn't too bothered. And yeah, just one of those instances where you take your finger off the trigger and it still fires anyway. Now, some people have been on about the T32A Proto review as well. I haven't forgotten. Again, it's just difficult for me to commentate over the Christmas period, so I will be doing that one. I'm not a particular fan of that tank, so I'll probably do the Borsig review first, to be honest, and then do the T32 one afterwards. It's all the gun is what that tank's all about. The T32 prototype. It is literally all about the gun, and it kind of changes it from a frontline tank that you can go hold down with to mid to long range sniper in a way. But anyway, I'll talk about that more in the review. So not a bad game, just shy of 5,500 damage done. Got a high caliber and a Confederate. Not the best game I've had in it, I don't think. I've had more fun games in it. That was kind of a fun game, but still only a second class master, I think it was in that one, but only just shy of 1,300 base XP for a second. So yeah, it looks like people are doing all right in that tank. Alright, one more for you in the normal Borsig. I thought I'd put this one on. Both of these are recorded using the PS4, by the way, not my normal sort of capture card system. The 121 was just, like I say, over the Christmas period, wasn't really hooked up for recording and what have you, and just had a decent game and saved it. And this one, again, I think I wasn't really hooked up for recording. Just thought I'd have a little potter about in tanks and not really bothered. And you know, I like the Borsig. I'm not great in the Borsig. I think this is definitely my best game that I've ever had in the Borsig. And again, it's just one of those things, you know, not recording it, have one of the best games. And with the Iron Rain Borsig coming out today, that's why I thought I'd put this one on as well. So I've got it fully upgraded. I use the 128mm, which is what the Iron Rain will come with, but obviously that's a 3-shot auto loader with a slightly slower rate of fire, but you do get that burst capability. And as far as I'm aware, so far it's got the same pen and damage as this, which I think is about I want to say 246 or 248 pen, but I could be mistaken on that. I think it's 490 damage. I'm going to take the TD down there. Now, I'm in this round platooned up with my wife. She's in the Tiger 2. She's gone to the town because she's in the Tiger 2. We are top tier, and I thought I'd come out to the field because I'm, you know, a glass cannon. And unfortunately, most of the enemy team, in fact nearly the entire enemy team it seems, goes to the town and runs straight into my wife, unfortunately. So she does get surrounded, mobbed and taken down quite early, which is quite unfortunate because not many of our team really went to the town. As you can see with the matchmaking, it's mostly TDs. So it was unfortunate, but it's also mostly TDs on the enemy team. So you know, we kind of guessed it'd be a bit more of a spread. In fact, I joked that the field will just be 2 lines of TDs either side, none able to spot the others, because obviously, you know, as you know, TDs have really crappy view range. But as I said, that didn't happen, and the entire enemy team just mobbed the bottom side of the town. So now it's a case of trying to get back across the field and trying to get some damage done. And I really didn't hold out much hope at this point. The enemy team are in the lead with kills, and again, you know, even though the enemy team are mostly TDs, and you know, you've got to guess that a good portion of them are going to be fairly sort of glass cannon-esque in a way. You know, they're going to either be really tough, which we may struggle with, but most of them are probably going to have fairly weak armour. But they still have more mediums than us, and they still have 2 heavies. We don't. On the other hand, we do still have an arty, so yeah, hit and miss at this point. And there's the 88, so luckily one of their more heavily armoured ones is a lower tier, so he's not going to be much trouble. An STA over there, again, it's a high tier tank, but it's very poorly armoured. But I am even worse armoured, so I've really got to be careful here. Took some risks popping up there. Tried to get his turret, but I couldn't. Now where's the STA? I'm still showing on 6th sense. In fact, that's just popped off, but nobody was really paying attention to me. Still nobody's paying attention to me, and as I said, my 6th sense has gone off now, but I've just seen those on the map. And yeah, I need to try and deal with those. And I think this was about the point where I thought, I'm in trouble, and we're getting surrounded, and we're probably all going to die now. So I managed to rush down the hill. Again, as I said before, I am not very good in the Borsig. This is probably the best round. In fact, no, there's no probably. This is the best round I've ever had in it. I've never managed to pull anything like this off before in the Borsig. So yeah, I was quite pleased with this one. There's a nameless. Oh, that was lucky. It was a bit of a 50-50 whether that had pen. Even though it's quite well angled, with the nameless, the thicker armour on the front is near the bottom. So the further up the upper glacis you go, the thinner it gets. But the angle slightly increases as well. There's T44, pull back. See, a nice thing about the Borsig is it's low. And even though, you know, it's technically turreted, it's not really. You know, you can't really class that as a turret as such. But, you know, technically it is. But it's very low. And that gun shield is very low. It's not much higher than the gun. So when you're peeking just your gun out, you're not really exposing much of your tank to be shot at. And I'm not quite sure what happened there. I'm assuming he might have been reloading and just going for the ram. I cocked my shot up though. I can just manage to circle him. So I don't know if he's stock or if he's just chosen to use the 152 on there. But hopefully I should be able to, well, yeah, I'll be able to reload before he turns around. And in fact I think he's realised the same thing and was trying to get away. And that's when I take a hit from the nameless. He's come back. But I've still got half my health to play with. It's not a massive amount in TDs. You know, they don't have as much health generally as other tanks in the tier. But it's still 564, so there's a nameless over there. What do they do? About 320, I think it is. So I could take another hit from him. And I think there's still an Indian Panzer knocking about somewhere. And he'll be doing, I think, what are they, about 240? If I remember rightly. Could be wrong on that one. So I could take a hit from him as well. Possibly a couple of hits from him. But I couldn't take a hit from both, I wouldn't have said. Now I was trying to get around on that nameless. And that's when that Indian Panzer popped up again on my left. And if you notice on the map, as I just have, the nameless is coming down that hill. So, oh, he takes his shot. I was a bit slow on taking mine. But, you know, as luck had it, he missed. And I was able to actually aim him properly and make sure I didn't. But I was a bit slow on taking that shot. The rest of the team have finished off whatever was in the town. And all that's left out in the field now is me and the Indian Panzer. And he's obviously realised he's now in trouble. He's been trying to get a shot at me, but I've been hiding behind that small hillock, if you will. And as I said before, one of the advantages of the Borsig is it is low, so you can hide behind things that, you know, other tanks might not be able to. I know roughly where it's going to be, and got him. And yeah, I've got to admit, I was kind of proud of myself with that shot. It was quite a nice one, even if I do say so myself. But there you go. Probably, I don't know if we'll be able to pull anything like that off in the Iron Rain. As I said, that is definitely the best round I've ever had in the Borsig. My rounds don't normally go like that in that. You know, it's either I'll do okay but not get many shots off, or you know, get a couple of shots off, seen, boom, dead. So yeah, quite happy with that one. Just over 5,000 damage, and it's still in the first class though. So again, people do very well in the Borsig. But there you go. As I said before, I hope you've had a great Christmas and a New Year. I hope you've enjoyed that video. I will be back, fingers crossed, later today with another one, if not tomorrow. So until then, take care of that, and I'll catch you next time. See you later.